Canada's game started yet today?
Yep,
Yeah, it started around 5 o'clock or so.
it probably could be over now.
Yeah.
No, not quite yet. We're close.
What's the score? What's the score?
Don't want to know.
Oh.
So, okay, we are recording. I'd like to call our regular council meeting of Tuesday, July 9th, 2024 to order. Respectfully acknowledging that this meeting is being held on the traditional territory of the Quagga people, Yellowkessa.
Yeah, Kessa.
May I have approval of the agenda as presented, moved by Councilor Tidbury, seconded by Councilor Texmo. All in favor? Carried. We have the minutes of our regular council meeting held June 25th, 2024 for adoption, moved by Councilor Tidbury, seconded by Councilor Texmo. Any errors or omissions? All in favor? Carried. Business arising, we have our council action item report, June 25th for information. Any comments, questions? Okay. Moving on, we have from Anna Ray Guard and Anna Barford, Stand Earth, regarding the Canada's cruise ship pollution policy. And at their delegation, they had a request of council to send a letter to the Ministry of Transportation in support of a specific federal policy changes to address cruise ship pollution regulations in Canadian waters. Councillor Robertson, I saw your hand go up.
Oh, thanks. I'm not sure if what the plan is here, but I was hoping we might refer this to staff for a little bit more information. Some things they said were a little startling, but also, I'm not an expert on this, and I'm probably looking for more information as much as anything.
Hey, Councillor Tidbury.
Yeah, I'm in the same opinion, Fred. We're only hearing one side of the story. And I would like to know what are the regulations?
Yeah.
And what has changed?
Okay.
Mhm.
So direction to staff or recommendation to staff for a little bit more information. Thank you.
With apologies.
To staff.
Yes.
Fair enough.
All right, thank you. No new business.
Should we make that's a motion? Or
It's
is
a
that just
recommendation.
recommendation? Okay.
So we don't have to do a motion.
Yeah, we didn't do the motion.
So no new business, no correspondence. Under committee reports, we have from the committee, the whole meeting, June 25th, 2024 for information. But we did have a recommendation that the committee, the whole recommended to council that the district renews the request to the regional district of Mount Washington for improvements to the text line bridge and potential for partnership. Councilor
I
Tidbury,
would like to make that recommendation.
second the motion. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Thank you, carried. We have the draft minutes of the Bear Start Committee meeting held May 15th for information. Any comments or concerns? Right, staff reports. We have from the Finance Department, the June 2024 check and EFT listing report for information. Any comments, questions? All right, we have from Nora May Isaac, our Director of Financial Services and Deputy CAO, regarding the council policy CP 2.1 general purchasing policy, and she has a recommendation that it be amended. Nora May.
Right. Just have the original policy that has highlighted what the changes are on there, because we,
Thank you, Maureen.
yeah. clear.
Thank you.
Did you want to speak to it a little bit?
Yeah, it just has been, I've been over here since 2019, the last update. And $1,500 has been increased up to $5,000 because 1,500 is a pretty low number after so many years. And it slows down staff getting, good folks are having to go. So under that limit, so we moved it on the verbal, single verbals from under 1,500 to 5,000. And then on the 3 verbal or written quotes from 1,501 to 10,000 to 5,001 to 10,000. So the second page there, the highlighted part just shows the only other part in the policy itself where it quotes these numbers. And so it was for the 3 verbals for the 1,501 has been changed to the 5,001. For the appendix A part that we were looking at in the body of the policy, it just states to see appendix A.
Councillor Pickard?
I like the addition of whereas possible. I think that's important because there's some companies out there that really specialize in one particular field and nobody else can quote really.
And I think if I may, Mayor, maybe just kind of add to that, this is something we've been talking about doing for a while, especially with the way that cost of inflation has been coming on. But the other thing is too, is we're finding that people aren't quoting us, they're providing quotes because the threshold is so low that it's almost more work for them to provide us with a quote in order for us to move forward. And so this is just a good way for us to be able to shop local as much as we possibly can without putting too much strain and burden on people to also provide us with that information. But just, yeah, to highlight Councillor Tidbury as well, there are certain things that we just know we need to be able to go to this particular individual in order to supply that and be able to have the flexibility to be able to do that.
Okay. Any comments or questions? So,
I'll make the motion.
thank you.
Oh, yeah, I'll second that, sorry.
Moved by Councillor Dugan, seconded by Councillor Texmo. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Carried. From our Heather Nelson Smith, our CAO, regarding her report of January to June 2024. CAO Nelson Smith.
First of all, does anybody have any questions before I jump into what I would like to highlight?
I would just like to say I think it's an amazing report and really appreciate it. So thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I'll
Reiterate
concur
that.
with that. That was excellent.
I guess just in terms of the report, I just wanted to just highlight that we have seen some real significant changes in our operational advancements since 2023. We've had a number of roles that have been either replaced or created. People have moved into new roles, and I highlight that in the report as well. So it's kind of exciting just to kind of see what the movement has been. So we have an executive assistant to the CAO, and then of course we've got our deputy corporate officer, Louis Bates. We've got Naomi, who's moved into her role from the outreach coordinator. We've got 2 new outreach coordinators. We've got staff who've come back to us, Carrie and Mike Naharney, who had left temporarily and then have come back. We did lose a chief utility operator, but we've promoted a chief utility operator within. So it's provided an opportunity for growth, as well as we moved some people in roles from roles that they were in into different roles. Chris Olney would be one of the ones that I would just highlight, is moving into the Marina Thurman position. I squeaked in just under the wire and got the pool open before the end of June to be able to get this into this report. And I just wanted to highlight the fact that I didn't want to write another CAO report where I said, the pool will open soon. So thankfully that's not going to happen. And I did write in something about the sauna and the hot tub are coming. So, and then of course we have Tony, who is working on projects just like that has proven to be a very valuable asset to the district of Port Hardy as a capital project manager and being able to support all of the departments in their needs. I just wanted to also highlight too that our strategic plan projects, including the skateboard park and water reservoir replacement, are actively working right now. So those are things that we're going to start seeing very soon. And then of course, we've also been working through all of the new legislative changes through the province, which have added diverse complexity to our roles here, trying to meet all of those deadlines. The situation table launched at the beginning of the year, which was great. And as a result, we've actually been able to bring up some shift training as well. And we've got better partnerships with all of our health services. The accessibility committee, we should start seeing reports coming from that, that we've been leading that on behalf of the regional district of Mount Waddington. And then, of course, employee engagement, as I've highlighted to council in the past, is a key focus for us right now. So making sure that we have good, strong communications and a strong work ethic is definitely what we're trying to promote here. So just if there's any other questions or comments or concerns, the other thing that I would want to highlight too is the risk matrix. I have downgraded some of our risks, one of them being the capacity and burnout and the project realization. I've lowered them down to medium to high instead of being at high, and I'm hoping that as we grow in our capacity with the individuals that we have in their current roles, that we'll be able to reduce those down to greens, hopefully by next year.
Thank you. And I was really pleased to see that it had been lowered ever so incrementally. Any other comments?
It's good.
That's great.
Great report.
No pie charts.
No pie charts, sorry, Fred, no pie charts.
That's okay. Just seeing that pool open in there is just
Full
amazing.
page, just for the pool.
Yeah, just awesome.
All right. Again, Heather Nelson Smith of CAO regarding Sinala Culturally Supportive Housing Memorandum of Understanding and an update to council.
Sure. So I've had some conversations with BC Housing about some of our memorandums of understanding. One being the Sinala Culturally Supportive Housing, and one of the requirements that BC Housing has asked that we amend in the contract, and I'm only bringing it forward to council so that you have an awareness that we are going to have to make an amendment to the contract. Basically, the way that BC Housing works is if we were to enter into a long-term lease and BC Housing was the general funder, then the agreement that we would have for the long-term lease would actually be with the real estate arm of BC Housing. And so right now it says in the memorandum of understanding that we would enter into a long-term lease with the Sinala Culturally Supportive Housing Foundation. What we need to add is or BC Housing Real Estate and Properties Branch under the province of British Columbia, because then that way they would be able to do that. Sinala would still be the ones that would be doing the operation of it, but that lease would actually be to BC Housing. So we will be making a very minor amendment to that contract and reissuing that out. And if there is any objection to that, then now would be the time to speak about it. And then I think if I could just to kind of highlight the seniors housing, we're just waiting to hear back on the seniors housing memorandum of understanding and how they would like us to proceed with that, because there's a couple of different angles that they're looking at in terms of making that a smoother operation going forward for that MOU. So I will also be reporting back once those finalizations have come forward. So just providing feedback.
Thank you. Any comments, concerns? Okay, moving on. We have no current bylaws or resolutions at this time. The pending bylaw number 1164-2023 amendment to zoning bylaw 1010-2013 is still pending. Council reports. Councillor Robertson.
Thanks, pretty short, pretty brief, at this point, just, Regional Library Board, meeting the Audit and Finance Committee. So they're beginning, the budget is begun, the budget process is begun so that it can be to us, the levy can be to us in time for our budget process. So that's being worked on, and, just initial thoughts are it will probably not look like last year's.
That's encouraging.
Thanks.
Thanks. Counselor Textmal.
Mine's gonna be incredibly brief. I have been out of commission and I am back in commission and looking to get back at her. That's it for me.
And we're glad.
Yes.
Yes, we're glad. Counselor Tidbird.
I've been heavy into filmy days, getting staging and fireworks organized and stuff like that. I'm hoping next year that we outdo Campbell River.
For what?
Who had the most expensive fireworks on Vancouver Island? And they had the barge that's 40 by 50 feet.
No, no.
Jealousy,
Yeah.
just creeping right in there. But other than that, but I would like to say, I thought Canada Day was from a starting point of view to where I saw last year. I think it's 100% better. I thought it was fantastic, and I really enjoyed what I saw down there. So I think you did a great job. Yeah. Rich, enjoy your leadership.
Given a short timeline, I was hoping.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
That's me.
Okay, short and sweet too. Counselor Dugas.
Short and sweeter. Yeah, it was, I had an opportunity to go to that wellness forum that they had. But I was only, unfortunately, couldn't go during the day, so I was there at night. Yeah, it was, I thought it was, from what I understood, it was well attended. I guess it was a first start, but they had a lot of good learning lessons, I think, with regards to how to move forward with it. So I think it was, yeah, it was great. Again, seniors housing, still working with BC Housing with regards to our fund seniors housing project for getting some more housing for our seniors here. July 1st, I had the opportunity because our mayor was away, so I had an opportunity to go down there. And again, with short notice, yeah, that was, yeah, you guys did great for considering he didn't have that long to put it together. And a big thank you goes out to obviously the Hardy Bay Seniors Citizen Society for doing their cupcakes like they do every year and make the big Canadian flag. And that was really good. And the cupcakes were excellent. So yeah, it was awesome. So thank you. That's all I have. Thanks.
Thank you. So I had the opportunity of going to a number of different things. I'd like to congratulate Hardy Boys on their 30-year anniversary of being in business. And while I was there, just talking to Carol and Bruce and to some of the other businesses that were represented there, how much they have all helped one another out over the years, where if maybe it's a little tight at different times getting bills paid, the local businesses will give them a break. And it was just really interesting to see how our local businesses have worked so strongly together and really support one another. So that was, not only was it a great celebration, and I have a pink Hardy Boys hat now, it was just really uplifting and good to hear how well they've done. I attended the World Cafe Forum a few different times, different days, and some great presentations, and had a head massage that was pretty amazing, I have to
Sounds good.
say. And I may have to go down because that was just an appetizer, so I may have to book an appointment for the full meal deal, but that was good. The pool grand opening was incredible. And so it was just seeing all those happy faces and people just rushing in to go under the arch, to go into the pool, and
Mhm.
just so happy. And that's all I'm hearing from different people that are using the pool, and even the ones that aren't using the pool yet, just saying they're so glad it's back up and running. Yay to everybody that's worked so hard to get that to happen. It's taken forever. And like I've told people that we could have said no a long time ago and just said too much, and we didn't. So we've got our indoor pool, and hopefully it'll be operational for 30 plus years.
Mhm.
I went to the Island Health Partners breakfast meeting, and I know the Island Health had a board meeting up here as well that was open to the public the night before. Unfortunately, I was at a couple other functions, so I couldn't make it. But the breakfast was good, with some interesting conversations going around, and lots of networking and plugging to get our ER back open, and hiring more ER nurses, and hopefully. I think I want to mention, though, is the Pride Parade that was on last Saturday. And I have the honor of being asked to judge at the parade, and best costume, best dressed, different best sign. But I think more than anything, it's talking about the Pride gatherings and how they're rooted in the history of minority groups who have struggled for decades to overcome prejudice and be accepted for who they are. And as Chief Bobby Joseph has said many times at different events, we are one. So, and he has stood up against social injustice to help others. So that's whether it's someone who has a different sexual orientation or someone who has a different colored skin. So when I see negative comments on Facebook, whether it's against whoever, it's a hate crime and it's hate speech. And I just would like to really emphasize about people need to be more gentle and kinder, and understand that so many people have faced injustices for so long, and we need to be nicer to one another and help other people. And then the next day I was at the farmer's market, and I had people come up to me and say, thank you very much for coming to the Pride Walk, and thank you very much for what I said. In the farmer's market and the creation station, it's all happiness too, mind you. And the weather's so beautiful, how could it not be happy too? So that's what I've been up to lately, as well as working with the Sinella Society, and moving forward on hiring people and getting that functioning. Information and announcements. Below Days is coming, and we know we've got 3 members here, 2 in particular that have been working very hard on it. Coffee with the mayor, BC Day, Bear Smart Committee, our regular council meeting. But one thing that's not on here is the football
Grey
tailgate.
Cup,
The Grey Cup is not on here.
and that's on the 14th.
Yeah, that's coming up, and that's outside the rec
Yeah.
center.
Yeah.
So open to the public, so.
From 2 to 6.
Yeah, so which is very cool that we're having
What's
it
that,
up here.
Grey Cup,
It's a
he's
travel.
coming to town.
It's a traveling truck.
Trailer?
Trailer. And because the Grey Cup is in Vancouver this year, they are doing promotional and doing tailgate parties all around the province. So it's in Port McNeil on Saturday and Port Hardy on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. So there'll be something for every age.
Awesome.
Yeah, so very cool. There was something else I was thinking that we're missing out. Oh, Campfire Band starting this Friday. And so it's unfortunate, but not unexpected with the weather drying so quick, drying everything out. And if you drive around, you can see how our lawns are all of a sudden turning brown. And that's pretty quick.
And it's a provincial one.
And it's a provincial one, exactly. We have no notice of in-camera meeting. And just a reminder that this is in July and in August, there's only one council meeting in the month. So this is our only council meeting in July, and there'll be one in August. And then we'll be back to normal in September. Motion to adjourn. Counselor Tidbury. I think that might have won for my shortest meeting ever. Any questions?
All-minute question. I just was wondering if the